Come on. Hey, come on, man. What you doing, bro? Oh, you had to poop. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no. You ready? You ready? You ready? You did a backflip. That's just reading. A few more minutes. So I guess we should have the way. Put these books up tonight. Gotta put the new ones down. Yo, D. Hines, appreciate that. Appreciate the 30. Appreciate it. Let's see what's all in here. Grey Wolf, Rondo. Hey, Snoo. This spiritual religion is a Buddhist symbol. Did I get it? Nope. You're not looking. Mikey Hill, West Side, Trauma. Roy, what's cracking? No, it's a machine. It's very ancient. It's Tartarian. Take your time and look for it. Can you scan it? A lot of phones you can actually scan if you have an Apple phone, hon. Seriously. There's a post. If you go back and look through all my posts, you'll see it. Go to my posts. The posts, the stuff that you read, and go through all of them. Stop guessing. Don't guess. Don't ever guess, babe. Now you know how I am. So, my boy is gonna put my lift kit on my truck and help me change the electric ignition into I already got my key ignition. It's I want nothing with the fob, no more. It's to a Mercedes, but it's a Mercedes truck. It's gonna go in the Chevy truck. And then from there, they've got an extra diesel motor. Now, Chuck and them will swap a motor out in a day. Now, with me helping and both of us being welders and his son, an excellent mechanic, if I show y'all the truck he just built, that damn thing is so fast with that Dynamax, whatever called diesel motor, it's a racer. Okay? All right, so it's a lot of stuff. Will I get to it and get it done? I don't know. We have the ignition, we have all the wiring and everything. We have the new the sensors, all that stuff. We have it all. But take a couple minutes before we get started reading here. And every year I see tours. They come, they're here for a few days, they go. Well, lately we've been having a lot of long-termers. First time, people talking about it. So I was gonna go over to the Elks Lodge, but they meet over at the bowl. I'm not big on the bowl. I just like to go bowling, shoot pool, and get up out of there. Because I always end up putting my hands on somebody. Stupid, drunk and stupid. But because when the guy comes to you talking about that, you always get that dumb person, right? Yeah, I got my cousin's half black, and I always say to him, very disrespectful, what the is black? Well, no, I don't. You don't even know me. What is black? Because I know in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, you get your throat cut, and I talk loud like that. I want that frequency and that vibration to be felt. Now, I know there's a bunch of ignorant Negroes running around using the terms black and Negro and all this other dumb stuff because they don't know no better. If you tell them contrary, because we know we're in the time of wrong is right and right is wrong, and the people who are wrong all the time feel good right now. They feel elated, like their stomach is satiated. They don't need nothing else. So I don't really, But the Elks, they haven't reopened it. They had to rebuild everything because all the pool and the urine that went up in there, that blew up in that place, once they cleaned it out, it started creating a lot of black mold. So they had to gut the whole Elks Lodge. It's all done. They're just waiting for it to open. Supposed to go to a town hall. This woman kind of bugged, kind of weird, man. Anyway, I go to a lot of town hall meetings, so I just stopped over there to ask secretary over there. It's funny how the secretaries work at the they all act like they're to plead the law or something. I'd be like, calm down. Oh, you're Mr. Branch, the one that spoke for 9/11. The guy who, yeah. Oh. Her attitude just changed. She remembered me teaching Tai Chi to the old women and the what you call a senior house right by the park, handing out food. I'm not looking for nothing. I don't ask nobody. I don't put up a big sign and ask for donations to do that, you know? So, but they watch, you know what I'm saying? When you're a small place, a small area, mostly everybody knows you. Unless you don't want to be known or seen. You know, like my buddy down the street, you know, the nigga gay. I mean, I'm gonna talk to enough people to find out now the nigga's an undercover faggot. I mean, all he had to do was be straight up with me. I'd have been let him know, yeah, man, you don't have to act like that around me, bro. You don't have to be all manned up. It's good, man. But I don't ride like that. So you on the piece, you know, because you befriend people and then all of a sudden they tell them themselves. They don't hide nothing. So anyway, my buddy gave me a 6-pack of what is this? A fine Pilsner beer. It's light, something light. I don't know, Miller Lite. I haven't had a Miller Lite since Star Wars came out in 1981. I was young. I was 15, 16. I was 15 or 16. Well, I think I was 16 years old. So that's 40 years ago since I had one of these things. He just gave me 6 beers in a bag because he had like 4. They're getting ready to do something over there. They're swapping a cab out for another cab. So look. These mugs work on cars and side by sides and more all day, every day. And when you stand over there with them and you weld, it's like, hey, Red, can you weld that? I got you. What you need? So I run a line. You know, we need a TIG. Okay. You know what I mean? But really good cats. You know what I'm saying? But you hear everything. So when I go over there, when I just stop over there, park right out in the street, number of trucks all over there. Like, you remember seeing them, West Side and Rondo. Drama, you ain't come over this way. But number of trucks. I'm talking about, what's the name of that movie? Red Dawn? I'm talking about Desert, Cammy, Zebra. I'm talking about real Red Dawn, hiked up, tires that damn wide, friggin' moon-based alpha type. Listen, and these things, you can push start them. They don't need no electric. I am serious as a heart attack. Them boys ain't playing. And whenever I meet, they say, "You ready? You going down the mat?" I'm like, yeah. We go out there and they look like they about to be dropped off a plane in the war zone, kitted up. You know, Army guys, you know, like Rangers and, you know, maybe 1 or 2 Marines, you know, the half-breed Navajo Pelskins that hang out. And then my Jamaican brother, well, he's from the Caribbeans, right? Mugged by every bit about 300 pounds, just a big mug. That's all he do, work on trucks. That's all they do, you know? And his wife is Navajo, but he be, you know, it's nothing like it, man. We out there and everybody look like they kitted up, looking like they're going for airsoft. No, man, they running drills in full kit. I mean, kitted out. That I have to come back home and get kitted out. I'm talking about blousing straps. I'm talking about you fold. Usually you don't go fold. You don't go blousing. You leave them straight when you kit it out. Like you leave your pants leg straight down. Me, I like to fold mine and put them in my Gore-Tex or whatever I'm running with when I'm really, really, you know, on my Desert Storm boots. My actual ones from Desert Storm. Everybody level 4 pads, everything, voice modular, everything, and we run. I can't run that well, but I be knee braced. I mean, I can run. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the long haul, but like all the hard pounding, I gotta be careful. So, you know, I got my copper knee. I got the, you know, compression joints on my knees. I'm like, just do it. And I'm talking about cats moving like, you know, rifle up, looking like, you know, Malcolm X in the window. When we go to work, rifle down, coming in, nobody crossing, none of that. Transitioning, I'm talking about cats slinging stuff around their back, coming back with something, pop, pop, you know, moving forward, pop, pop. Get the little red or blue, little jammies, you know, back, you know what I'm saying? Pat, keep going, pop, 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 transmission back. Some guys have the shotgun on their shoulder, they slide that around, boom. I mean, that's what I want to see you guys doing. Like, for real. Like, for real. And we don't use terms like militia and all that. Though the civilians are the militia. No, there's no way around it. Let me go ahead and get this reading in. So yeah, I got me 6. I'm only gonna probably drink one because I like my wine, y'all. Wine, I mean organic, not no crap. You say wine back in the day, it's Night Train, Mad Dog 2020. You know what I'm saying? Orange Julep. No. Wild Irish Rose. No. We used to take Wild Irish Rose and mix it with the OE, the Cokie 800. When 900 came out, it was nasty. But we used to mix the OE with the Wild Irish Rose. That's like you on dope, people. I see my boy Pillhead Salim. Yo, what's up, kid? He looked just like one of them graffiti characters with the long face, the busted out, Adidas with the graffiti on the leaf suit, you know what I'm saying? The Kango. I mean, that's how we all used to dress, right? But he looked like that straight up character with the gazelles and always on, a 2-on-2 or 3, Seba and Codeine, 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. Because I sell, hits is what we call them in East Orange and North. But yeah, man, that Wild Rose and that Cokie 800, Old English 800, Cokie 800, what we call it. But anyway, you mix that, yeah, everybody's gonna be telling your story the next day if you survived. For those who know, and then those who don't, now you do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into George Jones, an original history of ancient America. Anybody else come in? I want to say hi to everybody before I really get to kicking. Okay, all right. We're in section 4, the ruins of Uxmal. I'm kind of read kind of quick because I'm thinking about doing that podcast tonight. I've got the StreamYard. I started setting it up. It's in the backdrop. So today or tomorrow, I want to be kind of early, I don't have no cooler, no freezer with the, the blood packs and stuff. So anyway, right. The ruins of Uxmal. These monuments of antiquity are situated, this is George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America, Hildebrand Classics. Excellent book, y'all. I read a little further in, probably about 25, 30 pages. I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna stay with this. This is pretty interesting. These monuments of antiquity are situated in Yucatan. Don't we have a Yucatan over here? Anyway. The Great Peninsula of Mexican America. Now, who was there for that live when I showed you that Mexico didn't exist? That's a new word. And I know some of my Mexican brothers who watch, they'd be like, man, you be messing us up. Y'all be saying you want to say you're indigenous and aboriginal and you got Spanish in your family. Listen to me. A lot of y'all don't know who the fuck y'all are. Now, I tell them just like that. The majority of you aren't from here, but you have some of our blood and some other people's blood who are here on the continent. I says you need to look at the migration pattern, the so-called the armadas. You know how many ships were out there off the coast of California, off the island of California? Do you know how many lands are still out there that are unmapped? Thousands of islands, thousands, just like Japan. They always lie. And I says you had hundreds and hundreds of ships. Where do you think all those people live? When they took those ships and they broke them down once they started destroying stuff and started building their little worship places and all this other crap and small little goofy houses that because you couldn't duplicate what we had built here, just like the originals over there built. Nobody could keep them up or duplicate them. All they do now is plaster paint them, put up scaffolds, and bring people in just to work on stuff, and they don't even know what they're really messing with. And that's the truth. So I had to let him know. Anyway, emerging suddenly from the woods, to my astonishment, we came at once upon a large open field strewed with mounds of ruins, and vast buildings on terraces and pyramidal structures, grand and in good preservation, richly ornamented, without a bush to obstruct the view. And in picturesque effect almost equal to the ruins of Thebes. Thebes. We're talking about like Egypt, people. Thebes, you know how to pronounce it. Such was my report I made to Mr. Catherwood, on my return, who, lying in his hammock unwell and out of spirits, told me I was romancing, and his comment was that the reality exceeded the description. Wow. They walked upon a site that wasn't even destroyed. Colors, everything's still there. It should be remembered that the above distinguished artist, Catherwood, had visited and copied the ruins of Thebes and Egypt generally, and consequently his testimony is of more than common authority. So I guess you can look into him, the artist Catherwood, around the 1800s, 1840s, 30s. Excuse me. The place of which I am now speaking, Uxmal, was beyond all doubt once a large, populous, and highly civilized city, and the reader can nowhere find one word of it on any page of history. I was going to put the Lord George Orwell, did I? I think I did. Yeah, I did. There you go. Who built it? They know exactly who built it. Why it was located on that spot, away from water, or any of those natural advantages which have determined the sites of cities whose histories are known. What led to its abandonment, and no man can tell. The only name by which it is known is that of the hacienda. You know, that's farm plantation for those who don't know, okay? On which it stands. In the oldest deed belonging to the Peon family, the owners today, which goes back 140 years. The buildings are referred to in the boundaries of, this is kind of weird right here, in the boundaries of estate as Las Casas de Piedra, stone, like a stone house. This is the only ancient document on or record in existence in which the place is mentioned at all. And the ruins were all exhumed. They always got to dig up some shit. Within the last year, the trees had been cut down and burned, and the whole field of ruins was in view. In attempting a description of the ruins, so vast a work rises up before me that I am at least a loss as to where it begun. And we're going to stop right there. Because then we're going to get into good stuff. Ruins, mounds, it's going to, it starts to get pretty good, guys. I think it's pretty good anyway. Now let's get into this bastards. Well, not him. They murdered him. Arthur Kessler, the 13th tribe. The startling new discovery about the true ancestry of the Jewish people, it will cause a stir. That's by John Barkman's reviews. Okay? Let me do all this goofy shit. They made up a whole new thing. Turned our stuff into a religion so they control and do the bastardized stuff we see in the world. You gotta say that, man. It sickens me, man. It does. Don't have to sicken you. It sickens me. Because I know a lot about them. Anyway, chapter 8. The first non-Arab mention of Khazaria after the fatal years of 965 seems to occur in a travel report by Ibrahim ibn Yaqub, the Spanish Jewish ambassador to Otto the Great. You heard that? Spanish Jewish. And we know that they wanted to always tell you that the Moors were Muslims in Spain. Not the case. Ambassador to Otto the Great, who, writing probably in 973, describes the Khazars as still flourishing in his time. And yeah, he was a Negro. We're just doing that for illustration because I'm not going to say black. Or he was a dark brown brother, you know, how he liked that. He was melanated. Everybody's got melanin, all right? except our beloved brothers and sisters who have albinism. All right, cool. You know now. Anyway, writing probably in 973 describes the Khazars as still flourishing in his time. Next, in chronological order in the account of the Russian chronicles of Jews from Khazaria arriving in Kiev AD 986. In their misfired attempt to convert Vladimir to their faith, as we enter the 11th century. We read first of the already mentioned joint Byzantine Rus campaign of 1016 against Khazaria, in which the country was once more defeated. The event is reported by a fairly reliable source. Now, you remember where we went from 656, 7 something. So for about 400 years, squabble, they had time to create the lie, the narrative, and create all the wars. Because remember, the Rus, they had conquered along with who? Who assisted them? And you got to remember this, that they're kindred. The Gog and Magog, the Mongolians and so on. Russia is mostly the same damn people, but they're fighting a different people. Remember, it's 19, remember the World War I? The actual Khazarians were still there. They fought in the damn war. Go look them up. There were millions. They got rid of all of them. Anyway, against Khazaria, in which the country was once more defeated. The event is reported by a fairly reliable source, the 12th century Byzantine chronicler Credenius. A considerable force was apparently needed for Cardrinus, names jumping out at me. Cardrinus speaks of a Byzantine fleet supported by an army of Russians. The Khazars evidently had the qualities. Now, it's well known that the California Indians, the indigenous, autochthonous people of California, had ships like Viking ships, flats, all that. Great ships, too. They don't teach you that in this history, do they? Because this history is a lie. Anyway, of a Jack in the Box, I used to like Jack in the Box burgers. Anyway, derived from their Turkish origin or Mosaic faith, or both. Credenius also says that the name of the defeated Khazar leader was Georgius Zol. Georgius is a Christian name. We know from an earlier report that there were Christians as well as Muslims in the Khagan's army. So they had, what did I tell you? Are y'all aware that the so-called Sephardics, the Farsi-speaking Iranians are half Ashkenaz? Are y'all aware of that? It's like the majority of the Arabs. Half of the people of Hindustan. They're not the original. They're mixed people. I hate that word mixed. To say that to anybody. But these people had a long time to enact and do the things they've done. Okay. The next mention of the Khazars is an iconic entry in the Russian Chronicle for the year 1023, according to which Mstislav, a prince, marched against his brother Yaroslav, also a prince, with a force of Khazars and Kasolgians. Now, Mstislav was the ruler of the short-lived principality of, this word is crazy, y'all, Mutarakan. DJ might be able to pronounce this damn word. Yeah. Centered on the Khazar town of Tamatarka, now Taman. I'm just going to call it Taman, goddammit. On the eastern side of the Straits of Kerch. This, as already said, was the only Khazar territory that the Rus occupied after the victory of 965. The Khazars in Mstislav's army were thus probably levied from the local population of the Russian prince. That speaks volumes, man, of information. Listen to this. Listen to this. 7 years later, 1030 AD, a Khazar army is reported to have defeated a Kurdish invading force, killed 10,000 of its men, and captured their equipment. This would be added evidence that the Khazars were still very much alive and kicking. If one could take the report at face value, that is. But it comes from a single 12th century Arab source, Ibn al-Athir, not considered by very reliable. And then we get into the chronologies next. We'll get into that. Is that kind of like, when you're reading stuff like this, and you know they murdered him, you know they had to change some things. Some things got to be changed, but they couldn't change all of it because there was certain individuals had copies, and that's how it was printed because they didn't want it printed. The fake motherfuckers did not want that shit printed. And there's other books out there, but I believe one written by the very exact people, like my uncle said, don't ever call us Jewish. You know what I'm saying? They have disdain. They don't like what they're doing. They're the ones that kept me hip to everything. Believe it or not. They called me I remember back up north, when I was in New York, they used to be like, oh, here come the big Swede. When I was like I think it was like 255, 260 at that time. Here come the big Swede. What in the fuck is all that? People gotta have something to say. Lazy minds. Anyway. Yeah. Behold a pale horse, William Cooper. It says namaste. I'm gonna say it. I'm giving it no energy. It doesn't matter. Okay. So this is Goodbye USA, Hello New World Order. And we are now over here. When we last left off, it was 6 federal relocation centers. I want to make sure I'm not at the... Yeah, I want to make sure I didn't skip over. I believe it's right here. I know from my stint with the Office of Naval Intelligence that these dossiers consist of information collected about American patriots. Remember, that's what they've been doing. Why would they have to spy on us when they're trying to make us want to fight everybody outside? We don't fight. We don't need to be fighting no goddamn body. These are wars that are made up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, my recommendation is that no patriot should ever be at home or at the home. Remember, I want to reiterate this. My recommendation is that no patriot should ever be at home or at the home of any family member on any holiday ever again until the traitors have been hung and the Constitution restored as the supreme law of the land. It is still our Constitution. It belongs to us because many of our people don't know no goddamn better. And they stuck in crayon colors and everything else. The enemy's going to keep putting on a big vaudeville show and everybody looking stupid. Running and slaving at work and doing all the other dumb shit they do because they're too afraid, as I stated earlier this morning, this AM, to get their shit together and rise above the occasion. Sometimes you got to take a couple of bumps and bruises, but wouldn't you love to be around people that you realize that you don't have to have a guard up for? There are people who get involved with people and they have guards, and then they wonder, like, they think they're normal. No, you're broke. You're messed up. You won't allow yourself to heal. And that's the majority of people. If we were all together, literally, man, we'd be framing walls and everything, pouring, I don't like concrete, but hydraulic concrete, beat out the radon and with soil. And man, what we're capable of. And no micromanaging. Those are fucking idiots. Some sources state that Mountain Weather is virtually an underground city complete with dormitories, private apartments, streets, sidewalks, buildings, a lake fed by fresh water from underground springs, and a mass transit system, and many other astounding things. We cleared this, and that is a fact. I told y'all about when I had to go down in the orange flight suit looking at these things with all the aircraft flying and then the ones that's doing the Top Gun stuff, and I'm like looking around like, what the hell? We just get off the elevator. Because I had some other clearances besides just you know what I mean? So it wasn't no great secret clearances because I told you the secret clearance is the bottom of the pile. You got stuff that go over that. You got clearances that, okay, all right? Believe me, yeah. Okay. So we already covered about the agriculture comments, new HUD, and all that kind of stuff. So here we are now. Mountain Weather is the operational center, the hub, over 96 other underground federal relocation centers scattered across the United States. The majority of these appear to be concentrated in Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and North Carolina. A lot of tens out of there, shuckling your gold and silver with the stock exchange. That's where they all tie back to, and then end up going over to Switzerland, Norway, Denmark. I'm serious. Okay. Each of these facilities contains computer data banks. We read this. I just want to reiterate these certain parts. All right. Banks holding information not on enemy agents, nor Soviet diplomats or suspected terrorists, but on American citizens. Goddamn patriots. These fuckers. All right. Now let's go down here. The committee concluded that these databases operate with few, if any, safeguards or guidelines. Senator James Abruzak, remember, Democrat, South Dakota, a member of the subcommittee, said, "I feel the entire operation has eluded the supervision of either Congress or the courts." Chairman Tunney said, "We've read this. I just got to hit you in the gut with it again. All right. Mountain Weather is out of control. Okay, nothing was done by Congress to rectify the situation, however, and Mountain Weather remains out of control." Now let's get to where we need to be at, because we already went through the actual government and waiting and all that shit. Well, let's read that again too. Former high-level officials from Mountain Weather agrees that the base at Mountain Weather is much more than any standby government facility or storage center for the preservation of records. They describe it as an actual government in waiting. Didn't I tell you that there's a president? They have their own president, their own vice president. They have their own military. I'm telling you, and we're not talking about the shit we are. I'm talking about they got some different shit. All right? All right. You don't have to believe me. Okay? We do not merely store essential information. The facility attempts to duplicate the vital functions of the executive branch of the administration. As stated above, according to my research, this includes a president and all cabinet members actually in residence. Protocol even demands that subordinates address them as Mr. President or Mr. Secretary. Most of these mysterious appointees have held their positions through several administrations. We just act on the orders of the president in national emergencies, said one former Mountain Weather official. The FBA, in its 1974 annual report, stated that studies conducted at Mountain Weather involve the control and management of domestic political unrest where there are material shortages, in parentheses it states, such as food riots, or in strike situations where the FPA determines that there are industrial disruptions and other domestic resource crises. The report states that the bureaucracy at Mountain Weather invokes that it calls civil crisis management, CCM. Officials who were at Mountain Weather and who have furnished us with data say that during the 1960s, the complex was actually prepared to assume certain, well, he busted his ass, probably drunk, certain governmental powers at the time of the 1961 Cuban Missile Crisis and the assassination of President Kennedy in 1963. The source said that the installation used the tools of its civil crisis management program on a standby basis during the 1967 and 68 urban riots and during a number of national anti-war demonstrations against the administration by the American people. No U.S. people, American people. Danielle J. Cronin, who was the fake Jewish name right there, anyway, who was the assistant director of the FPA, outlined a massive surveillance and manipulation program that is directed against the American population on a continuing basis. Like, who you think's cutting the railroad? Blowing up, setting up, killed 18,000 goddamn dairy cows. What's wrong with these morbidly sick motherfuckers? They don't care. They believe they're above you. No, literally. And my melanated brothers and sisters, the longer you remain using their terms that are fiction in this language called English, this broken ass curse of a language that has many of our sounds and meanings, you know, like kano is water. Canoe is not a fucking boat. Oh, did you know that? That's right, I'm Gula. So now you know. I'm not just Anahuia of the Anawa tribe. Yeah, it's one of our fucking terms of the Creek as well. Anyway, so the American people, the FPA, okay, American population on a continued basis. The FPA has organized an impressive armament of resources and equipment. Mr. Cronin described in an interview his agency's attitude towards its wide-ranging surveillance program. We try to monitor situations, he said, and to get them before they become emergencies. No expense is spared in the monitoring program. He cited reconnaissance satellites, local and state police intelligence reports, and law enforcement agencies of the federal government as examples of the resources available to the FPA for information gathering. The only document that I was able to find that attempts to outline some of the statutory authority of Mount Weather is Executive Order 11490. It was drafted by General George A. Lincoln, former director for the Office of Emergency Preparedness, which preceded the FPA, for those who don't know, okay, and was signed into law by President Nixon in October 1969, because you know what he did in 71 with the Vietnam War. It's still going, the sick bastards. Executive Order 11490 superseded Executive Order 11051. Signed on October 2nd, 1962 by President then John F. Kennedy Fitzgerald. Let me say his whole name. Kennedy's order used the language, whereas national preparedness must be achieved, as may be required to deal with increases in international tension with limited war or with general war, including attack upon the United States. And Nixon's order began, whereas our national security is dependent upon our ability to assure continuity of government at every level in any national emergency type situation that might conceivably confront the nation. Nixon has deleted any reference to war, imminent attack, and general war. Nixon has deleted any reference to war, imminent attack, and general war. That could be civil war, y'all, just to let you know, from the order, and replace them with the phrase, during any emergency that might conceivably occur. God damn, that's some powerful information. That is some powerful goddamn information, man. You can't tell me that ain't some powerful fucking information. I'm always listening to a lot of Pelsians talk about things, not to be attacked, but just to state a fact. And it's funny how they always going, but Trump's going to get back in office. Man, fuck that nigga too. If y'all would have voted him in the first time, we'd be good. We'd be good because the shit wouldn't be kicking off right now. I know it started while he was in office, but they were starting because they knew they was going to get his ass the fuck out of there. And he had to be regroomed. You can't see it? Anyway, my point I'm attempting to make is, it has always been against the people and these fucktards. You know, you got people right now in the military that want to fight, like these doofy niggas in Chicago and these dumb peckerwood, what do you call them? I hate giving words energy. Antifa and all them other little groups and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's some other ones. These motherfuckers don't know that the enemy's going to fuck all of them up. A lot of these police officers, they're going to fuck them up too. A lot of the military, they dropping dead by the dozens, but anyway, they're going to fuck them up. It amazes me how stupid. It's like poor righteous teacher, you know what I'm saying? How stupid people are. Sometimes I'll be wanting to say, you can eat with me. So pass the Dutchie upon the left-hand side. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people just don't want to eat, you know? And I hope that was good enough read. The other ones, I'm not going to read the other ones. I'll read those. I'm really thinking about doing that podcast. I might set it up. And if not, I'll read in the morning and set up the podcast right after that. Like I said, I had to run out and I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go nowhere. I had to go and pick up another package. So it was another two-way radio. I don't even remember. I think they sent me a second one by accident because I kept calling and telling them I think it got stolen on one of them trains and one of them. I'm serious because I was waiting on that two-way radio for over like 2 months, and they kept saying, "Well, you want to go ahead and get the money back?" I said, "No." So then it said it shipped. That was a month ago. So 2 months, a month it had been shipped, and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" And Mel wasn't slow. I think because I kept going, yo, where's it at? Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. You know how much I spent, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Drama. And it came, and then I just got another one. The same one. Now, because the thing was closed, it was in the Dropbox, I'm gonna take it back and send it right back to him. Fuck, I'm gonna keep it for. Man, they messed up. No. I have morals. It doesn't matter what's going on in this world, what we've been robbed and what's been stolen from us. It has nothing to do with that. T. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm sending it right back to him. It's not a rewards. I don't give a fuck. This stuff is worthless. The fiat's worthless. This shit is worthless. Send it back. You know, right back to sender. I didn't even open it. I just knew what it was. When I saw the box, I was like, oh shit, I got another radio. Wait a minute. It's the same fucking, oh dude, no. So, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Been on here 42 minutes. I appreciate you guys. I had to go on staff, YouTube staff, man, logically. And I expressed to him, I says, you might be third party, but let me help you out with some of the algorithms. And I know how to do the copyright little thing. It's in the YouTube studio. And I said, if I'm pulling up videos that's cleared on there, that's copyright free, and you're attaching a name to an original song when it's an instrumental that is copyright free, that means the content is viable to be usable for backgrounds and this and other. You want to copyright? I says, you motherfuckers feel some kind of way. Because whenever I'm starting to get some views now, right? Y'all want to come and attack shit. And you had 2 back to back. And I said, both of those had YouTube friendly background copyright free music. And I put the URLs. I had to go to my studio on my tablet. And I was able to communicate on there as well and show them, you know, you motherfuckers are out here witch hunting, huh? I says, you keep it up. See, I don't make threats. I'm telling them to keep it the fuck up. You dumb little goofy ass, keep it up. All right. So anyway, because you know me, man, I have to go and get the Cinnabites. I don't have to get the Cinnabites. I got one of these on every floor. I don't want to have to get the Cinnabites. Anyway, you know I love y'all, man. I hope the reading was good. Anybody else come in? Hey, Josh Northern, what's going on? B-Tree. Hey, Herbo, what's cracking? What's going on, beloved? English also means to put a spin on things like the game. Good pool billiards. Yeah, it does. It actually does. That's definite. I appreciate you guys coming in, man. What was that? I don't know if Timmy, I bet he came in, but again, DeHans, appreciate that 30, brother. So that's because I told you I spent 150, so it's only 116. So now it's 140, it's 149. So I've got about 500, which I can mitigate for books. So we get it up to where I can get them other books. We'll get them. I got 6 books. I thought it was 7. It was 3. I showed you what it looked like. And the other 3, they're up in the box still in the room. I got a whole bunch of books to read. So, you know what I mean? So, and I love it. he about to go and get Mom Dukes. His wife, they both old. They in their 70s. She built like a shit brick house from down South America. Shit brick house. I ain't playing. I told him, whatever y'all cooking, you just make me a plate. Anyway, I love you guys, man. What was that? So that was coming. Anyway, love you guys. If any of my sisters still here, you already know what time it is. My beloved brothers, 201. We're gonna get it done, man. One way or the other. We're gonna get it done. All right. That's all I gotta say. If we do for the podcast, if I do the podcast tonight, it's gonna be about politics. Oh, and let me add this. I lived in New York for a long time. Born supposedly. What I heard was it's kind of weird. They said I was born in St. Vincent Montclair, but St. Vincent Hospital in the Bronx. I'm confused with that. Mom was a candy striper. Grandma. It was weird back then. Anyway, that guy John, what's the, the actor. I don't like doing stuff. Barbara Ration did something on him, and I didn't even watch it because I just don't do that. I didn't even watch it. I'm tired of people talking about everybody, but I'm gonna say this about the guy. What was his name? Joshua's. What the fuck, bro? Shit. Being retarded. For real. Okay. Jonathan, right? Is his name Jonathan? What's his name, guys? The actor. And I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Why is it doing that? Because I mean, I gotta say something serious. So y'all know, and I know a lot of people are big on that black and white relationship, them accessories. That means they go together. But anyway, the crayon colors and all that other bullshit. New York's a liberal state. Jonathan Majors. Anyway, that's his name. I was going to read an article. Anyway, listen to me. Let me tell you something about two motherfucking writers or whatever. Two faggot niggas. A nigga and a fake ass Jew motherfucker. They like, when they see a motherfucker built like that, they wants to touch dicks and everything. These are some sick motherfuckers. I've been to some of their parties. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Now, if you don't go along with it and you're becoming two back to back, and if you made a deal, they will do their best to blackball you. And they got this goopy bitch he was dating. She was the aggressor and the one beating on her. I already heard it from a source that is very, I can't say nothing else, very valuable. Fuck, he even had the goddamn her emails, her text messages that shows you her apologizing. But do you see the role the fucking fake liberal media plays with us? They make us out to be the bad guys, and if you're in a relationship with one of them, they're the victims. When it's actually, that's why I keep saying these liberal motherfuckers are full of shit. They're trying to blackball. They're trying to fuck this guy up with the, doing the stuff with the what you call universe, Marvel, and all that shit. And I want y'all to understand something. It's like that over there in New York. It's like that a lot. Okay? So all these motherfuckers running around doing all little dances in Times Square, making a little blue check and all that other goofy shit. You see what Facebook's talking about, they might have to pay a whole lot of folks because they were doing things, fucking with people, man. There's something else going on. I keep telling you. That's why I read the stuff that I read. That man ain't beat that motherfucking woman, but them two faggot niggas, he was just a handful on the set. When he was on Broadway, he was just, but nobody else says that. That's why I have an issue with you mentally ill motherfucking faggots. My godfather, Tyrone, always said, never trust a homie, but he was gay. All right, but he was a man. He raised us, he made sure we knew how to shoot a rifle and all that shit. You wasn't around there at night when he was shooting up his shit in Vietnam, motherfucker. Anyway, with his long, wavy motherfucking, look like Al Sharpton hairdo and shit from back in the day. Well, his shit was natural. But anyway, he always said, you never trust a faggot. Now, he used to tell me, Reggie, he used to tell us all, never trust a faggot. They ain't right in their head. Now, I'm looking at him. I didn't know he was gay at the time. I was like, all right, He made sure. And that's why I don't trust the motherfucker. One down the street, buddied up, tight and everything. But every time somebody come around, he act like he's salivating like P. Diddy, saying goofy shit. Now, no, man, I don't tolerate that. Now, it's different if I meet you and we cool and I'm like, nigga, gay, yeah, we solid though. Because I know that you ain't looking at my ass, which I'm not worried about anyway, because we got a bunch of these motherfucking tourists. They weird as fuck. You walking down the aisle, that's why I don't like being around a lot of these goofy motherfuckers. But the thing is, it's a reality. Read up on that motherfucker if you want to know. I don't really give a fuck. I like what the brother does. I like how he performed. The movies he's been in, they were entertaining. He just not with that gay booty shit. And that's why the fuck they fucking with him. Every time you get a brother in a certain position, and the first thing the fucking fake ass me to do, that's why I said you need to pay attention to all your surroundings and what's going on, because there's so many dumb motherfuckers on our soil. And he need to get his ass away from them Peckerwood ass bitch and go get him a goddamn sister, and not one of them Robin Gibbons motherfuckers. All right? Get a few of them. All right? Deuces. Love you guys. I appreciate that, Joshua and all that. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of y'all. Love you all. Anyway, let me get the fuck out of here. If you're gonna donate, donate. $5, $10. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck if you send $4. I don't give a fuck. It all comes to me. Yeah, I do a 3-day withdrawal to that empty account that was meant to be for motherfuckers who wanted to buy some fucking land. Niggas probably thinking about it now, like, oh shit. And then that's why I purchased the books with. All right. So I appreciate you guys, man. What was that? Yeah. All right, man. Love and respect. There go my little dude right there. All right. All right. Chat with y'all later. Love y'all.